So you're starting from scratch in 2026. You might be looking around thinking the game is rigged against you. But what if I told you that starting at absolute zero was actually a massive strategic advantage? Today, we're going to break down the exact step-by-step blueprint for building wealth, starting from right where you are now.
Yep, absolute zero. No savings in the bank, no powerful connections, no trust fund to fall back on. Look, for a lot of us, this is the reality. And man, it can feel like you're impossibly behind. But here's the thing. The rules of the game have totally changed. Starting from this exact point opens up a path that just wasn't available even a decade ago. And that, right there, is what we call the zero advantage. Think about it. When you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. You have the freedom to take these smart, calculated risks that other people, the ones protecting what they already have, they just can't. You can be agile, you can pivot, and you can go all in on the new opportunities that are popping up right now. So let's just get this out of the way. The old rules, they are dead, gone. The whole 9-to-5 grind, climbing that rickety corporate ladder, that's not a guarantee for wealth anymore, not even close. The new rules for 2026, it's all about what you can do. It's a skill-based economy. It's about using digital leverage to scale yourself, and honestly, it's about a fierce kind of self-reliance.
Okay, you ready? Let's dive into the blueprint. We'll start with those new rules, then we'll make 4 critical shifts: becoming a producer, building your income engine, playing financial offense, and using digital leverage. And we'll wrap it up with the final crucial ingredient that makes it all work.
All right, first things first. This is maybe the most important step of all. We have to do a complete upgrade on your mental operating system. It's this fundamental shift in how you see the world. You've got to stop being just a consumer and become a producer.
And you know, this switch, it sounds so simple, right? But it takes some serious discipline. A consumer just mindlessly scrolls. A producer looks at that same content and asks, okay, how is this person making money off this? A consumer runs out to buy the latest gadget. A producer picks it up and asks, how can I use this tool to build something valuable? It's a totally different mindset. This isn't about spending money to look rich. It's about making those quiet, disciplined choices day in and day out to actually be rich.
Okay, shift number 2. Let's build on that producer mindset. When you're at zero capital, what do you have? Your only real assets are your time and your energy. That's it. So the entire game at this stage is to convert those assets into a high-income skill, something the 2026 market is practically begging for.
And these are the skills that really matter right now. And they're not random, okay? There's a pattern here. Every single one of these bridges a critical gap between powerful new technology, like AI, and what actual human-run businesses need. So whether it's integrating AI, building apps without needing to code, grabbing attention with amazing content, or just being great at human-to-human sales, these skills are in crazy high demand.
Now, here's the key. And please, listen to this part. Don't try to learn all of them. That's a recipe for disaster. Pick one. Just one, and for the next 90 days, you become completely, totally obsessed with it. Dive into free resources, practice every single day, and just aim for mastery. This intense focus, that's what separates the people who dabble from the people who actually earn.
All right, so you've got a skill and the money is starting to come in. Now we hit the point where almost everybody messes up. What do? They immediately upgrade their lifestyle, a new car, a bigger apartment, but not you. You're going to play financial offense. You're going to have a clear, disciplined strategy for every single dollar. And here it is. We call it the 2026 bucket strategy. Super simple. First, your survival bucket. You keep your living expenses ruthlessly, aggressively low. No lifestyle creep. Second, the growth bucket. You fill this up with a 6-month emergency fund. This is so important because it lets you operate from a position of security, not desperation. And only after those two are handled, only then do you start pouring money into the third bucket, scale.
And this scale bucket, this is where the magic happens. This is where wealth is actually built. So how do we allocate it? The strategy is clear. The vast majority, 70%, goes into reliable long-term growth. Think broad market index funds like the S&P 500. Set it and forget it. Then a small, responsible 10% can go to established digital assets. Think of it as a small hedge. But look at that last slice, that huge 20% chunk. Guess what the highest return on investment is? It's still you. Investing back into your skills, your knowledge, your network. Never stop learning.
Okay, now for the part that acts like a massive multiplier on everything we've talked about. In the past, the word leverage meant one of two things: having a ton of money or hiring an army of people. Well, in 2026, the meaning of leverage has been completely, totally reinvented.
Yeah,
Leverage is no longer a game just for the rich. The old leverage? It meant needing a factory to build your inventory, or a huge payroll to manage your labor. But the new leverage? It's built with authenticity, not just capital. It's created with media, your content, and with code, like building digital products. The beautiful thing about both of those is that they can be copied and sent to thousands or even millions of people for basically zero extra cost.
Just let that sink in for a second. You spend a day, maybe a few hours creating one great video, or writing one really insightful article, or building one simple digital tool. That single asset now works for you 24/7. It's reaching people in different time zones, it's generating value and maybe even income while you're asleep, while you're eating, or while you're working on the next thing. That is true modern leverage.
Okay, so we have the mindset shift, we have the high-income skill, we have the financial game plan, and we have the leverage strategy. But there is one final non-negotiable ingredient that makes this entire blueprint actually work. It's the X factor that most people just completely ignore because they're looking for some kind of quick hack.
And that ingredient is time. Look, building real sustainable wealth, it's like growing a giant oak tree, not a weed that pops up overnight. That first year, you're just a sapling. All the work is happening underground, where no one can see it. You're building roots, and there's almost no visible progress. It's frustrating. By year 3, you're a growing tree. You can see some growth, but you're still fragile. It's only after years of that quiet, consistent, unglamorous effort, we're talking maybe year 7, that you become that oak tree, strong, established, and totally unshakable.
And this long game mentality, it's exactly why those quieter, more introverted traits are so incredibly powerful in wealth creation. The world is just drowning in people flexing fake success online, right? You have to learn to ignore all of it. Your ability to disconnect from that noise, to just put your head down and focus deeply on your work without needing a constant stream of likes and comments for validation, that is your absolute superpower.
So there you have it. The blueprint is clear. Look, starting from zero is tough, for sure. But you know what's even tougher? Staying at zero. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? Let this be the moment you switch from just passively learning to actively building. So I'll ask you directly, what is the one skill, just one, that you will commit to mastering starting today?